Hello everyone, Verotech here. We are going to do another video today on manually exporting a WordPress website. So if you're wanting to move it to another hosting provider, or you're moving it onto our services, or you have, let's say, a reseller and you're moving your client sites around, we can also help, but you may also want to do it yourself for the experience. So that's what we're going to go over today. So what we first want to do is go into cPanel. There's two things that we're going to primarily do here. One is we're going to back up the files for WordPress. So that's going to include your WordPress core files, your theme files, plugin files, all of your uploads, things like that. Your data for WordPress is actually stored in the database. So the layout here, this is all going to be in your CSS files and in your theme files, but the actual content of your posts is going to be stored in the database. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to assume that you've already logged into cPanel, or if you're with another host that has a different control panel. This is going to be a similar process. So you want to go into the file manager, and basically from here we would go into the public HTML, and let's first make sure that we have the hidden files shown so that we can see our htaccess file. These are the directories that we're going to want, and also if you have any other directories, you're going to want to back those up too if you have created some things manually that you've uploaded things to. So for this, we're just going to focus on the WordPress default. So what we want to do is we want to back up the wp-admin, the wp content, the wp includes. The wp content is going to be where your plugins, themes, and your uploads are going to be stored. So when you create a post or a page, and let's say you upload some pictures, or you upload photos to the gallery, to the WP gallery, uh, that's going to be stored in the uploads directory. So we want to make sure that that's included when we back this up as well. So the first thing that we want to do is create a new directory, and let's call it backup. Then we can take these, and what we want to do is copy them into the backup directory. So we're going to type backup in here, and this is just the directory that we did. This is going to put this all into the backup folder. Now we can see that every file from back here is now inside of this backup directory. Now what we can do is let's rename this, and we'll call this WordPress backup, and we'll rename that directory. Now we want to compress it, and we'll do a zip archive. And what this is going to do is it's going to archive it. So instead of it, if your WordPress site is, let's say, 100 megabytes, that's going to compress this to an archive that is going to be relatively small. So we can see this one is 13 meg. And then we can download this here. And then the next thing that we want to do is, if you know what your backup, or I'm sorry, your database name is, you can you can bypass this step. But we'll go into the WP config file, and let's find out the name of the database. So it's our cPanel username prefix underscore our database name. So if we come back here to cPanel, and we come down here to phpMyAdmin, we can see that our database is here. So we have the cPanel username prefix underscore WP 141, and that matches what is in our WP config file. So we can see all of our tables. Now, of course, there's not a lot of tables here, and that's mainly because this is just an empty WordPress install that I'm using here for just for demonstration purposes. So we want to highlight the top level here, which will be the username underscore database name. Make sure all our tables are displaying here. Come over here to export. We want to choose SQL in the drop down and then hit go. And now we can see that it's going to export a .sql file, and that's going to be the database itself. Now, once you've downloaded this, you can take this to any other control panel that has, a file manager and a database manager, and you can upload your files in that archive and just upload it in one shot and then extract it. So you would come in here, right click, and then hit extract, and basically it's going to recreate this directory here. And from after that, you can, drag and drop your files. But we'll leave that for another video because this video is just on how to back up your WordPress, manually, or export it would be the proper term, and you can move it, wherever you need to. So that's it. That's all we're going to cover in this video. Stay tuned for the next video, and what we're going to do is actually completely remove the database and the files and the WordPress site. This will all be gone. And then we're going to go through the import process of creating the database user, and uploading the files, reconfiguring this information here to ensure that we can reconnect back to the database, and then making sure that the site works. Thanks for watching.